Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a massive paradigm shift in the global economy. Pulling directly from OneKey's latest research, we are going to break down the revolutionary world of decentralized finance. So whether you're completely new to this concept or you're just looking to solidify your understanding of the Web3 landscape, we're going to look closely at the data and the architecture driving this whole movement.
To kick things off, I want you to ask yourself, what if banks worked without bankers? Seriously, imagine a digital Wall Street, but one that is open to absolutely everyone, regardless of where they live or what their credit history looks like. No gatekeepers, no operating hours, just a seamless peer-to-peer network. That is exactly the shift we are exploring today. Here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to cover what DeFi actually is, how the ecosystem is structured, its main advantages, the risks and emerging trends, and finally, the absolute security of your assets. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. What is DeFi?
Traditional finance is completely bogged down by bureaucracy, endless delays, high commissions, and honestly, a total reliance on banks acting as middlemen. Decentralized finance, or DeFi, rips out those middlemen entirely. It replaces all those bureaucratic delays with just unprecedented speed, total transparency, and direct peer-to-peer interactions. There are literally no central authorities controlling your funds here.
So you're probably wondering, how does this actually work without a bank? Well, the whole system runs on what we call smart contracts. And these are simply programmable algorithms living on open blockchains. Think Ethereum, Solana, and Cardano. They automatically execute agreements, transfer funds, and close deals the absolute second certain conditions are met. Zero third-party intervention. The code is the law, which is exactly what creates this massive level of trust and accountability.
Moving right along to Section 2, how the ecosystem is structured.
You can basically chunk DeFi into a stack of 3 building blocks. Right at the foundation, you've got the settlement layer. This is the blockchain itself, Ethereum being the big one, which securely records and fixes all that transaction data. Moving up a level, we hit the application layer. This is made up of decentralized applications, or dApps. These are the actual services you're using, like lending protocols. Finally, sitting right at the very top is the interface layer. This is your crypto wallet and the web platforms acting as your digital passport, connecting you to those underlying dApps.
Once your wallet is hooked up, a massive world of capability opens up. We're talking lending and borrowing to earn interest, notably with zero credit checks. You've got decentralized trading through DEX platforms, so you can swap assets directly with other people, no brokers needed. There's insurance to protect against technical failures in the smart contracts. And then there's yield generation, things like yield farming, where you basically earn rewards for providing your crypto to facilitate other people's trades. It's a way to generate passive income with complete 100% autonomy.
Section 3. The main advantages of DeFi.
The big takeaway here is immense financial inclusion, and it's built on 4 main pillars. First, open access. No documents, no identity checks required. Second, global reach. If you have an internet connection, you're in, no matter where you are in the world. Third, total transparency. Every single operation is fully verifiable on the public blockchain. And the big one, asset control. You maintain complete, absolute control over your assets, you never need a bank's permission, and you never have to trust some third-party broker to hold your money.
Section 4. Risks and new trends.
Now we have to look at the stark realities here, because there are absolutely risks involved. First up, smart contract vulnerabilities. Since everything runs on code, a single bug can be exploited, which can literally lead to a complete loss of funds. Second, high market volatility. The crypto market is famous for extreme wild swings, right? That can severely impact your yields and the stability of these protocols. And third, regulatory uncertainty. Global laws are still totally evolving. In fact, our source notes the Bank for International Settlements is actively monitoring this in their 2025 reports, and that uncertainty definitely complicates the future landscape.
But despite those risks, this space is evolving at breakneck speed to solve them. We're seeing a massive wave of Layer 2, or L2 scaling solutions. These sit right on top of the main blockchain to drastically slash transaction fees and boost speeds. We're also seeing the tokenization of real-world assets, or RWAs. This means traditional securities, real estate, and commodities are being turned into digital tokens to be used right inside DeFi. Throw in increased interoperability between different networks and the composability of protocols acting like financial Lego bricks, and you've got a seriously innovative ecosystem.
Which brings us to Section 5. Security of your assets.
The source material makes one thing abundantly crystal clear. In the world of DeFi, wallet security is not just a casual recommendation, it is a strict requirement. See, because you are your own bank in the system, the entire responsibility of safeguarding your assets falls squarely on your shoulders. There is no customer service hotline you can call to reverse a mistake or get your money back if you get hacked.
So how exactly do you handle that massive responsibility? Well, the research points directly to hardware wallets, specifically citing OneKey as a prime example, as absolutely essential tools for self-custody. These physical devices take that heavy security burden and handle it by keeping your private keys entirely offline. It's basically like putting your digital vault inside a physical bunker. This creates an air-gapped shield that protects you from digital hacks and phishing, while still letting you seamlessly and securely plug into those dApps we talked about earlier. It's the bridge that lets you explore the ecosystem safely.
When you understand this delicate balance between the incredible, borderless freedom of decentralized finance and the very serious technical responsibility of self-custody, it really leaves us with one final thought. The technology is here, the ecosystem is built, and the tools to protect yourself exist right now. So the ultimate question is, are you ready to be your own bank and confidently step into the Web3 economy? Take this knowledge, do your own research, and take absolute control of your financial future. Thanks for tuning into this explainer, and keep exploring.